Just 2 days ago, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adekilekun, declared that he would not be contesting the 2026 governorship election in Osun State. This announcement, which comes about a week after Governor Adekilekun made a U-turn on his proposed defection to the All Progressives Congress, adds another dimension to the political situation in the state. It will be recalled that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had fixed the next governorship election in Osun State for Saturday, August 8, 2026. But I joined live on the news at 7 by Pharmacist Muslihudeen Adekilekun, who is the former House of Representatives candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, for Edo South, Edo North, Gubernatorial, Ejigbo Federal Constituency in Osun State. Thank you for joining us, sir. Right, to start with, you are a member of the NNPP, but it appears that the parties are putting together strategies ahead of the Osun State 2026 governorship election at the PDP and PDP APC and possibly the ADC. Are there discussions within your party for adequate participation?
Thank you so much for having me this evening. As we speak, there are discussions between our party and the leader of the All Progressive Congress, which is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But talking about Osun State gubernatorial election come 2026, our party is here to decide on who bear the flag of the party to contest for election in 2026. We are here to arrive at a candidate. We are here to have a candidate who will bear the flag of the party.
Okay. Away from that, recently former Governor Adekilekun declared that he would not be contesting the 2026 governorship election. How do you see such a decision?
Well, because I'm a member of the new Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, I don't usually delve into the affairs of other parties, both PDP and APC. But as an interesting party in Osun State, one will wonder what has Governor Oyetola left in the government house in Osun State that he wants to go back in the first instance. So I would say for his party, it is a good decision because Oyetola cannot win any election in Osun State. And that is just to say the fact. The fact that he is a cousin to the president doesn't just put him in the government house in Osun State because of what he did during his 4-year tenure in Osun State. So I think if I'm going to just talk about APC, I think it's a good thing for them and they should get their ass together to look up for a candidate, which of course should come from Osun West. Because if you are going to think of winning Governor Adeleke, you would not be giving Osun West people the chance to complete their 8-year term. So whatever any party is going to do in Osun for now, for 2026 election, the candidate will have to come from Osun West. By and large, I think Oyetola's decision is very good for their party, but I am not going to be the one to advise them on what they will do. I am still a member of New Nigerian People's Party. I will hope, any chance, that we can get into the government house in Osun come 2026.
Right, this sentiment about Osun West, is it just about that particular region or is it about the state in general?
Well, I would say the interest of the particular region is paramount at this moment. You know, the general discussion in Nigeria is about presidency being in the north for 8 years and coming back to the south for 8 years. This is an unwritten agreement, but that's an agreement that has brought peace. So if you go back to Osun, the last time we had governorship was during the tenure of late Adeleke Senior, which was just 18 or 22 months, and we don't have it now. Osun Central has been there for 4 plus 7 plus 4. That is close to 15 years. Then Osun East, Ife-Ijesha has been there for 8 years during Arebishola's tenure. So if we are looking at democracy that started, Fourth Republic that started in 1999, it is fair to allow Osun West Central District to have their tenure for complete 8 years. Moving that to another zone will be amount to injustice, and that is unfair.
All right, let's talk about defections now. There have been defections here and there, most especially from the PDP to the APC. Do you anticipate further significant realignment among key political figures before the 2026 election?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. If you go back to history, majority of the gladiators in APC now were former members of the People's Democratic Party. They decame to APC because they couldn't get what they want in the PDP. Now, come 2026, not all of them will get their party's ticket. So definitely, there will still be a lot of defections. Only one man among the 5 or 6 gladiators that we have in APC now will claim the ticket. Where do you want others to go? Of course, my party, NNPP. That's why we are yet to decide on what we're doing. We want to see the gale of defections, what will be our gains from people that will be defecting from both senior parties into our party. It's very, very clear that Nigeria needs new dimension and, of course, new direction, which we in the NNPP are capable of giving. If you talk about the defection to ADC at the national level, I personally do not see any good coming from out of that. What do you think? What good do you think Arabella can do again? Amici, Atiku, what have they not done for this number of years that we have had our democracies? These are the gladiators. 24 years. They are now grouping together in another party. Yes, they have names, but they don't have background. They cannot win any election in any part of Nigeria. I'll tell you what, if El Rufai is in ADC and the son is still in APC, if David Mark is the chairman of the ADC and the daughter is still in APC, who is fooling who? These are the things that we have to look at. These are people who, for some time, they are not in power. They are angry because they didn't get what they want, and they want to go back into power. I don't see them going any mile. I see NNPP coming in front of ADC in the next presidential election.
All right, let's go back. You were formerly in the APC. Looking at APC generally, are there differences? Have you seen any difference from when you were there and now the way it is? You are in the NNPP now.
Yeah, on a more serious note, there has not been any difference in the APC. I have got a lot of invite from APC, come back and join us. The question I ask them is, has anything changed? If nothing has changed, then why will I come back to you? And the problem with APC is this: there is saying in the political circle that somebody is not loyal, somebody wouldn't come back and report to you. I ask one question: if you have not sent me on an errand, how are you sure that I am not going to come back and deliver to you? And that is APC for you. People thinking that because he doesn't come and sleep in our house in the morning, he's not with us during the midnight, then he's not trustworthy. We cannot depend on him. We cannot deliver. Whereas I believe so much, just like what we see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu doing, that politics is about what individuals can give to the society. And on a more serious note, we have seen that it is not what about the party can deliver, because these parties haven't got a sacrosanct manifesto that they follow. Look at what Buhari did in 8 years. Wrong. Nothing. Absolute nothing. And look at what Tinubu from the same party is doing. That means this is the difference that we see between two different individuals. So I have not seen APC changing for anything. If they have changed, why was it that they refused to accept Governor Adeleke into their party? That means they don't trust him. But you have not sent somebody on an errand. You say you don't trust him. What sort of life is that? So I have not seen anything changing in APC. There may be some kind of fortune smiling on them because of what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing, but it is not because of the leaders of the APC in Osun State. I may bold to say that if we have the same set of leadership in Osun APC, even if they get to government house, it's going to be just for 48 months, not longer than that, because they are not going to change for better. Unless there is a significant change that swept all the leaders away, that's when you think APC can achieve something significant. And that's why people like me is not going back to APC for anything.
And let's look at the performance of the present governor of Osun State, Governor Adekilekun. How would you assess his administration so far?
Well, that is individualism. On a more serious note, sincerely, I was at home during the Eid, during the Ilaya, I saw a lot of development in Ede in particular. I must commend the governor for that. If he refused to do that, I don't think anybody will come and do that. I saw the development that's going on in Ife in terms of roads and bridges. I saw the Oshobo one too, which I think this is commendable. And I was told by a friend in Iwo that the Iwo Township road is being dualized. I think that is commendable. But I would still want to commend President Ahmed Tinubu for that. Because if subsidy was not removed, the governor possibly wouldn't get that much money to do what he's doing. And we have to commend the president for allowing that to happen. Sincerely, I think the governor is doing well. When we see something that is good, it is incumbent on us to tell the truth. He is doing well. If somebody is paying people's salary, that's fine. That's the concern of the civil service. If roads are being dualized, that is not bad. That is what will touch the majority of the people. I see that very good. At the same time, I would want him to do better, especially in terms of healthcare delivery. That is still poor. In terms of agriculture, they have not harnessed the potential we have in Osun State for that. I don't imagine the whole state having 31 tractors. That's not enough for such amount of land that we have in Osun State. He's doing well, but there's still room for improvement. He can do better in the next 1 year to see how he can salvage the situation.
There have been controversies as well concerning the recruitment of teachers, about the economy of the state, and you just said he is doing well.
Well, I think we would definitely be deceiving ourselves if any state is talking about their economy without us talking about the economy of Nigeria. I want to agree with you that, well, Lagos State, Kano, or River State, they can all talk about their economy. But no other state in Nigeria can be proud of talking about their economy without necessarily talking about the economy of the federal government of Nigeria, of the whole nation entirely. So I don't know, and I have not seen what any governor can do to improve the economy of Osun State as a state on its own. That is basically a civil service state, unless and until something is done about agriculture. That's when we can see some significant changes. But at the same time, if you want to measure the economy of a state, you measure the economy of the federation, not a state like Osun State. Coming to recruitment of teachers, it is sad that Governor Demola Adeleke sacked teachers that were recruited by the previous government, and he refused to replace them. That is not good enough. That's bad. But, well, if you score 60% or 52%, that is still a pass mark. That's why I said he's doing well. There are areas that needed improvement, like the one that you just mentioned. I personally mentioned the area of healthcare and agriculture. Now you have added the area of education. I think something needed to be done. There's no point children going to school where teachers are not there to tell them what to do, to teach them anything. What sort of state are we?
Okay, let's go back to the forthcoming election. What role do you think external factors such as national politics, economic conditions, or the so-called federal might actually play in shaping the election result?
Interesting. Thank you so much for this question. What is going to play out in 2026 election is simply federal might, whether we like it or yes. Rewind back to 2022, and let me base my premise on this. If, despite the popularity of Governor Demola Adeleke, he won by a little over 25,000 votes, that is not a big margin. That's not a wide margin. And we all understood the fact that it was Aregbesola people and through the federal might who helped him win that election. Now, if APC has the advantage of having one of their own, as the president now, there's no doubt that the federal might is going to play in, and that's what we are seeing now. And I keep saying it, if Governor Demola Adeleke think is popular and he can win an election on his own, why making attempts to join APC? That means he is afraid of what the federal might can do, and that's exactly what they did 3 years ago. And they have a fear that, well, what goes around is coming around. And no doubt about the fact that federal might is going to be what is going to win election for people in Osun State. Imagine a party that is not in power rejecting governor that is in power that could win election for them. That means they have something in their sleeves. They think they can do it on their own because they rely on the federal government getting that one done for you. Everybody knows one fact that Jonathan is not Buhari and Buhari is not Tinubu. Tinubu is a pure career politician and anything can happen.
All right, lastly, recently, former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso claimed that President Bola Tinubu was executing lopsided infrastructure development to the disadvantage of the northern part of Nigeria. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, certainly that is politics. And I'll tell you this. 24 hours after Senator Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, my party leader, went to see the president, in which what they discussed was not disclosed to the public. 24 hours after that, he got to Kano and criticized the same government. Now, I'll tell you this, and this is what people in the city doesn't know. Kwankwaso has to help Tinubu to advertise his government. Now, it is now all, the onus is now on the media people of Tinubu to now go into Kano, go into Kaduna, go into the northern part of Nigeria to tell the people this is what we have done. So what is going to happen is this. Kwankwaso has helped APC a lot. Action and reactions are equal and opposite. I have told you that you have not done anything. The only defense you have is to do what? Is to showcase what you have done. So literally, Kwankwaso hasn't done anything. He hasn't done any damage for this government. What he has done is just to tell the APC media people that go into the northern part of the country and showcase what you have done, because they have not done that in the past. What they are showcasing was just Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, this East West Railway, everything in the south. They have not showcased anything they've done in the northern part of Nigeria. So what Kwankwaso said is just a wake-up call. And now the government, what they must do is just showcase what they have there. I think they should pay Kwankwaso for doing that. And that will come to me as well as a member of his party.
All right, we have been speaking with Pharmacist Muslihudeen Adekilekun, the former House of Representatives candidate of a new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, for Edo South, Edo North, Gubernatorial, Ejigbo Federal Constituency in Osun State. Thank you for your insightful contribution.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening.
Thank you.